Chrono Trigger is a role-playing video game developed and published by Square, now Square Enix, for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1995. It was also later released on June 29, 2001 for the PlayStation, also on November 25, 2008 for the Nintendo DS, on April 25, 2011 for mobile phones, on May 16, 2011 for the Virtual Console, and on October 4, 2011 on the PlayStation Network. Chrono Trigger was a critical and commercial success. It is now considered to be one of the greatest video games of all time. Nintendo Power Magazine described aspects of Chrono Trigger as revolutionary, including its multiple endings, plot-related side quests focusing on character development, unique battle system, and detailed graphics. Chrono Trigger was the third best-selling game of 1995, and the game's SNES and PSX iterations have shipped 2.65 million copies as of March 2003. Square released Chrono Cross for the Sony PlayStation in 1999. Cross is a sequel to Chrono Trigger featuring a new setting and cast of characters. Chrono Cross shipped 1.5 million copies and was almost universally praised by critics. The version for the Nintendo DS sold 790,000 copies as of March 2009. Chrono Trigger was also ported to mobile phones, Virtual Console, PlayStation Network, and iOS devices. An Android port is planned. Chrono Trigger features standard role-playing video game gameplay with several innovations. The player controls the protagonist and his companions in the game's two-dimensional fictional world, consisting of various forests, cities, and dungeons. Chrono Trigger's gameplay deviates from that of traditional RPGs in that rather than appearing in random encounters, many enemies are openly visible on field maps or lie in wait to ambush the party. Contact with the enemies on a field map initiates a battle that occurs directly on the map rather than on a separate battle screen. Chrono Trigger uses an active time battle system, a staple of Square's Final Fantasy game series. This particular active battle system was dubbed Active Time Battle 2.0. The new name is attributed to battles taking place on the field and the area of effect nature of certain spells and abilities. Each character can take action in battle once a personal timer dependent on the character's speed statistic counts to 0. Chrono Trigger also features several other unique gameplay traits, including time travel. Throughout history, players find new allies, complete side quests, and search for keynote villains. The game also contains 13 unique endings, the ending the player receives depending on when and how he or she reaches and completes the game's final battle. Chrono Trigger DS also features a new ending that can be accessed from the end of time upon completion of the final extra dungeon and optional final boss. Chrono Trigger also introduces a New Game Plus option. After completing the game, the player may begin a new game with the same character levels, techniques, and equipment, but not money, that he or she ended the previous game with. Certain items central to the storyline are removed and must be found again. Chrono Trigger takes place in a world similar to Earth, with eras such as the prehistoric age where humans and dinosaurs share the Earth, the Middle Ages replete with knights, monsters, and magic, and the post-apocalyptic future where humans and sentient robots struggle to survive. As for Chrono Trigger's reception, the game's SNES and PS1 iterations have shipped more than 2.36 million copies in Japan and 290,000 abroad. The first 2 million copies sold in Japan were delivered in only 2 months. Chrono Trigger has recently placed very highly on all 6 of multimedia websites IGN's top 100 games of all time. It placed 4th in 2002, 6th in early 2005, 13th in late 2005, 2nd in 2006, 18th in 2007, and 2nd in 2008. Chrono Trigger garnered much critical praise in addition to its brisk sales. Nintendo Power called it Square's biggest game ever, citing improved graphics, sound, and gameplay over past RPG titles. Chrono Trigger also won multiple awards from Electronic Gaming Monthly's 1995 Video Game Awards, including Best Role-Playing Game, Best Music in a Cartridge-Based Game, and Best Super NES Game. Online score aggregator Game Rankings lists the original Super Nintendo version as the 25th highest scoring game ever reviewed. In 2009, Guinness World Records listed it as the 32nd most influential video game in history. The final game in my 8,000 subscriber LP contest is a mystery game. That's right, a mystery game. You have no idea what it is. It could be any game in the world. So how are you going to pit this against Chrono Trigger and decide what your vote will go for? Well, I will give you one simple hint, and it is this soundbite. Listen closely. You may need to hear that again. Here it is. That's right, it is a very vague clue indeed, but you understand why I must refrain. Now, the reason I pitted this game against Chrono Trigger is because Chrono Trigger is one of the greatest games of all time. So how will you decide between one of the greatest games of all time and a game you do not yet even know its identity? Well, I will leave that up to you viewers. Vote in the description below. And also, don't forget that voting in the comments does not count as a vote, so make sure you click the link in the description to vote. Once a winner has been decided from this game and the previous 2 rounds before this, the voting will be stopped on the 7th of June, and then we will resume our final round, which will include the winner of this round and the previous 2 rounds, all in a battle royale. I will see you when that occurs.